All right, some big news from the WNBA announcing plans for an abbreviated 22-game season, which will begin in late July and end with the postseason in October, according to the league. Still finalizing a partnership with IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida. But here's the huge part of it. Players will receive their full pay and benefits during the season, even though they're playing less games. Props to the union for negotiating that. All right, guys, I want to move on this date, 2015, the Warriors snapped a 40-year title drought. Yep, that win over the Cavs would spark one of the most impressive 5-year runs in NBA history. So, Paul, how many years, shout out producer Danny, until Golden State wins its next title?
I really truly believe they can win a title within the next 3 years, given their foundation. You know, even though we didn't see Curry, we didn't see Klay this year, but you got to admit, this is probably the best backcourt in all of basketball still, when healthy. If they make the right moves within the next 3 years, they're going to get a nice draft pick coming up that they could probably parlay into something, a good player, a very good player, maybe. You know, I think all of the infrastructure is in place for them to really build a championship team within the next 3 years.
Paul, I like that. 3 years feels like a good number. All right, I want to get to this because the NBA is allocating 35 spots per team for the 22 organizations that are going to be invited to the Orlando campus. Now, luckily for us, someone on the show today once worked in a front office, and it's not me or Paul. Amin Elhassan. How are they going to do this? Because traveling parties are normally about 50 strong in the NBA. How is the front office going to decide which 35 guys to take?
Yeah, we got to get lean with it. So we got to figure out who are the most essential. The number one group of people, probably even more important than the players, are the medical and training staff. These are the people, your strength coach, your athletic trainer, your doctors. They've got to make sure not only that everyone's healthy from a COVID standpoint, but also 3 months of inactivity. We want to make sure nobody gets hurt. We want to injury prevent. So these people are incredibly important. You're going to bring the entire staff there. You're no skimping there. Then you've got your players. We can bring 17. I've heard at least a couple of teams said, maybe we're not going to bring all 17, right? Not bring the whole 17 gives you some wiggle room for other areas. The league is mandating you have to bring equipment managers and security with you. So you got another couple right there. Then you get to your coaches, your head coach, and 5 or 6 assistant coaches. Maybe a couple of them are player development guys. Maybe we're making our assistant coaches do the player development. And then finally, someone from the front office. Is it the lead decision maker? Is it maybe the second in command? Someone from the front office has to be there. And probably, it goes without saying, a PR person as well.
Well, I disagree. I don't think you need anybody from the front office. I mean,
okay.
I mean, what is anybody from the front office going to do? You know, their job is pretty much doing the things off the court. But for me, the most important people is definitely your strength coach, your trainer, your nutritionist, and your PR guy, and equipment manager. You know, those guys are the most important people for me, day to day, on game days, and I think that's all you need. You don't need people come as fans. I think people in the front office, they're just fans. What do we need to hear from the front office on a day-to-day basis in a shortened season? You know, their job is going out, doing the scouting now, getting ready for the draft, and getting ready for next year. So there's no need for front office people to even be there, I believe.
Paul, I love this, upending the apple cart of the NBA hierarchy. No front office people are needed, but the PR people and the nutritionists, those are the important. Now, nutritionists didn't make Amin's list. Personal security for some of these guys that they're really used to, not making Amin's list. These are going to be very hard decisions. We will watch teams as they unfold. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.